This is something that I have thought a lot about for the past couple weeks. Um, as a lot of people know from news, social media, just lots of ways for this to get out. Um, my sister Angelique was one of the victims in the Santa Fe school shooting back in May. And I have had lots of people ask me, like, how am I doing? How am I coping? Um, just like what's going on with me in general and my family. And I'm not gonna lie, it's very difficult at times. It's something you just don't think about happening. It's not something you can really prepare yourself for because the day it happened, I just I woke up and I just had this weird feeling. Like something deep down and like inside of me just knew something bad was gonna happen. And I didn't go to school that day because I do go to an alternative school and everything we do is online. So I was caught up for my class and I didn't. Usually on Fridays, you don't have to go if you're caught up. And I planned on going, but then my mom said that I didn't have to go if I didn't want to, so I didn't. And we decided to get breakfast, so we did that. We went back home, and I was just watching the show on my phone and just eating, and I get a call from my cousin. And I didn't know who it was at first because I didn't have the number saved in my phone, so kind of got like skeptical, and I went in my room and I answered the phone, and it's my cousin, obviously, and she told me, she's like, "Did you know that there is an active shooter at Angelique's school?" And was like, "No." I was like, "I didn't know." And she was like, "Yeah." She's like, something I can't remember, but I remember her telling me. So I told my mom, and she told me to get in touch with my dad, and I did, and he didn't know anything. Um, I watched the news until maybe about, I can't remember what time it was when we left. Mm. Well, anyways, they announced that there was fatalities, that people did pass away, and just a part of me knew that deep down that she was not okay, that something was terribly wrong. I called her and I texted her and I didn't get anything, and that's just really when my worry set in. That's when I got um, just scared for the worst. And we're driving because it's me, my cousin, my aunt, and her boyfriend. And we get almost, I think, to Oklahoma City, and we stop at this gas station. And just the amount of worry that I had, it took over, and I just broke down because I was so scared that she wasn't okay. And me, the way I am, I just think the worst. I'm not saying I hope for the worst, but you know. And everybody was just telling me like she's gonna be okay. We're gonna get there as fast as we can. And after that, I chilled out for a little bit, and we were on this road, and it was just a busy road, and it had, on this one side, it had where we were going, like in our direction south, and then there was like I guess like a small field, I guess. And then on the other side was the other cars that were going the other direction, the opposite direction we were. And me and my cousin, we were just sitting there talking, and she's on the phone, and I'm on my phone, and I just see her pick up her phone, my aunt, and all I hear is like, I think she's just like sort of crying, and my cousin, she was like, "Why is my mom crying?" And she told her boyfriend to pull over, and she told us that Angelique didn't make it. And we obviously stopped on the side of the road, and I wasn't looking for a specific person to hold on to or to hold me, but all I know is that at that time it didn't feel real. It felt like somebody just took out my heart and just shredded it and burned it to pieces. And all I remember is just dropping down to my knees, just screaming and crying, because at that moment I knew that I lost my sister. And it felt like it took forever to get there. We got there around maybe 3 or 2 in the morning, I can't remember. But I remember when I got there, the only person I really wanted to see was my dad. And seeing the way that this affected my family, this isn't a joke at all. This pain that we felt, and that I felt, and that I seen her mom feel, and my dad. Like, it worries me with the way the world is today. Because kids her age and the other people that passed away, that shouldn't be happening. That shouldn't be something that goes through somebody's mind to not even like think about it. Like, oh, I'm gonna, kill this person. Like, no. Like, I don't know what kind of world we live in right now. But I know that my sister was way too good for it. My sister was the type of person that cared a lot. She, in fact, wore her heart on her sleeve, and she was a people pleaser. Not to say anything disrespectful, I guess, but she had a huge heart. She didn't like anybody upset with her. She didn't want anybody mad at her. She didn't want anybody upset in general. And losing that physical bond with my sister, when I say physical bond, I'm talking as in being able to see her, being able to have a full conversation with her, getting her to talk to me too, or just talking with her, laughing, just having that relationship that we did. And I know that relationship isn't gone. And I know that everything that is good about her and that still will be amazing about her still lives on. Because she just started. Because her passing away was basically her new beginning. It's just something that you would never think would happen to you. Let alone your sister, or your daughter, your granddaughter, your niece, your cousin. Because Angelique was just everything you could ask for in a sister. If anything, she was the big sister to me, because I can't remember. There's countless times where I would run to her about something, and she wouldn't sugarcoat anything. She would lay it out straight as it is, because I was going through something with this person that I am with now, and I called her, and I was just crying, bawling my eyes out, and we talked and talked. And towards the end of the conversation, she told me, she was like, I'm gonna tell you this now. She's like, you're gonna feel a pain far worse than what you're feeling right now. And she was like, that pain that you're gonna feel doesn't compare anything to this. And then I look back on it, and she's right. Because through everything that I have been through in the past month, I just don't see myself being the same. Because losing somebody as close to you as I had, like, to Angelique, that changes you. And you're never the same afterwards. Because, like, how do you forget someone like Angelique? How do you, like, how? Because honestly, you don't. Because she is a once-in-a-lifetime person. She is just somebody that walks into your life and you never want them to leave. Because she just has that great personality. She was just amazing in every way she could have possibly been. And I guess you could say the way I'm coping with it is I just reminisce on every memory we made. I look at the pictures that we took together. I watch the videos we have of each other. And I do everything I possibly can to make sure that she's proud of me, that it's something that she would want me to do. And obviously, remembering her, I dyed my hair, and it was something I decided on very last minute. It was, first I was just gonna do like probably the ends of my hair, but I was like, no. I was like, I'm doing the whole head. I'm doing the whole thing. And thinking about it, I put myself in her position. I thought, well, I was like, she would do it for me. And I wanted to do that for her because it just gave me that piece of her to hold on to, because she didn't care if anybody liked how her hair looked or how her piercings looked. Like, she did not care. If it looked good to her, that she was fine with that. And that's what I loved about her. She didn't care about what anybody thought. And yeah, there were some times where things other girls or guys said that would kind of hurt her. But Angelique had a lot left to do. And I know it's probably selfish of me to say, but I wanted to do all of her first with her. I wanted to see her graduate. I wanted to see her pick out a college. I wanted to help her set up her dorm room. I wanted to see her be excited about getting engaged. Everything. I wanted to be there when she had her first baby and when she got married. But Angelique is in far, far better place than here. And I take a lot of comfort in knowing that she is at peace, that she's resting, and that everything good about her is still here. Because I know her, and I know she's not just gonna go away. Because at times I do feel her. I do talk to her. And just like thinking about everything we've been through together, from the moment that I met her into the moment that I kissed her one last time. I didn't ever think that I would have to do that. Because when the day that I left to go to Texas, I didn't pack for a funeral. I didn't even think about it. Because I thought, like, she's gonna be okay. If anything, I'm gonna spend countless nights with her in the hospital. I'm gonna be there when she wakes up. I'm gonna be there through everything. And I'm not gonna give descriptive details about how she looked. But it broke my heart seeing her like that, basically. Because no matter how old she got, no matter how many times we would fight, every time she would see me, she always had this light in her eyes. And it just made my heart just feel warm and complete, because I was one of her favorite people. And I never knew that I could mean so much to someone. So that day, that at the funeral, it was very unreal. It was very unreal. Hearing my dad's speech and hearing her mom's speech and mine. I didn't ever think that I would have to do that. I didn't think that I would be sitting a couple feet away from her and talking about her in front of these people. It's just something you don't prepare yourself for. Because the only thing you prepare yourself for is the pain afterwards. Everybody says this pain and this heartache gets easier. But right now, it's just, I'm at a loss. A very huge loss. Because whenever she said that I was going to feel a pain worse than losing a guy, I didn't know she meant this. I didn't know that she was talking about losing her. Because never in my 17 years would I prepare myself to go to my sister's funeral. Or see her the way I did. I know I probably have said a lot, but this was my small way of just talking about it. Because I do have people that I can talk to. I do have my parents, my friends, my sisters, brothers. My hugest best friend of all. And especially her, Angelique. And my heart does go out to all of the other families that were affected by this, because this isn't easy. Because this is difficult. It is very difficult to think that that boy took their lives. Because the person we knew, the person we loved, is gone. And I know that they're not really gone, but it feels like lifetime after lifetime and just forever before I can see her again. So to everyone that lost someone in this terrible, terrible tragedy, the person we lost is still here. And I know they love us. And to all the moms who lost their children, I can't even think about what you're going through or how you feel. And the dads, and especially the siblings. Because this isn't something you think about happening to your brother or your sister. But I know she's okay. And the rest of the people that did pass away, they have found true peace. And they're the happiest they could ever be right now. So, that was the video that I not promised, but I have talked about putting out. And if anybody needs to talk about anything, I will always be there to talk and listen. But for everyone that has supported me through this very hard time, I do appreciate you. I do love you, especially my sister Dakota, my mom, my boyfriend, my friends, and my dad.